All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division where we have gotten good news, good news as far as Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Two things happen that tells us that the fight between the two of them are going to happen. Something happened in court with Gervonta Davis, and Oscar De La Hoya says something happened in negotiations. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to be in the 135-pound division where it looks like we've got good news. All signs are pointing to the fight being a go between Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia on April 15th. Now, before I get into the details, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. And if you're a longtime subscriber and supporter to the channel, thank you so much. This specific one goes out to my guy, Kamal Oz. Thank you so much for your continued support on the channel. Got into it a little bit in a debate, not a debate, a conversation that we were having related to Canelo Alvarez and Demetrius Andrade, however, or Andre, depending on how you pronounce it. But you know what it is, man. People can see two things differently, and you go on and you move forward, and you have a lot of other really good boxing conversations, hopefully like this one, where it appears as if it's going to be a go for the Ryan Garcia or Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia fight on April 15th. And because we've got two developments that say that the fight's going to get pushed forward. One is related to Gervonta Davis, and the other one is related to Ryan Garcia. So the first one is that Gervonta Tank Davis went to court. And as expected, I did not do a video on this specifically because this news was already known that Gervonta Davis had pled guilty to several charges related to a hit and run accident. I don't recall specifically what all the charges were, but it was, leaving the scene of an accident. It was also one around driving at a revoked license. Another one was running a red light or running a stop sign. And so that particular case is now going to be heard on May 5th. So the reason why that is good news relative to the fight is because now you know that Gervonta Davis does not have to go to court for that until May 5th, which is past the date of the fight. Now, there's also another court date that he has related to something that happened in Florida. And I do not know, however, where he's supposed to be arraigned related to this domestic issue that he had with his girlfriend. I do not know, however, if that means that he actually has to show up or whether or not he'll be able to do that and just send his lawyers there and then they can start the process there, because I do believe what they're trying to do there is get that case dropped, because his girlfriend is not participating in it and testify that nothing happened to her. So that thing may go away, right? So now the reason why I said this is something we already knew, and it's not really news other than the fact that the date is going to be pushed back. He doesn't have to go to court till after that fight takes place, is that Gervonta Davis had already entered into a plea agreement with, or attempted to enter a plea agreement with the prosecution that the judge turned down. And I do believe that took place in December of last year. So the fact that he entered into a plea agreement, I was pretty much foreshadowing that he was going to wind up pleading guilty. Now, in this case, though, the judge is acknowledged that he entered into this plea agreement with no knowledge of what the penalty would be, right? So I suspect that what they're doing is that they're admitting that they did it, and then looking for lenience on the court. But whatever will happen, we won't find that out until May 5th. So he's able to have this fight. Now, the other update to the fight is that Oscar De La Hoya was interviewed and commented about the Gervonta Davis situation. And he said that, look, all of their issues that they have is now with Gervonta Davis, that they are 100% good. They are good on their side, and they're waiting for some revisions to take place from Gervonta Davis's camp, and waiting to get that information back. And then after that, they should be a go for the fight. Now, that is what Oscar De La Hoya says. So it looks as of right now that everything should be okay. Now, Oscar De La Hoya, and I got to do this. Oscar De La Hoya said, yeah, this should be a go. Everything should be a go. And then he said, I know I said that before, but this time, yeah, it's really a go. So, of course, I'm going to still sit back and say, look, I'm going to wait to see what happens as far as, them actually signing for that and getting it done. Right now is April 16th, which is cutting it very, very close for a fight as far as promoting the fight and doing all of that for an April 15th fight. Maybe they feel like, they're going to do it. But if it gets pushed any further back, they may very well have to move the date up. Now, if they wind up moving the date up because they don't get this agreed to, say they send a revised deal back to Oscar De La Hoya, then Oscar De La Hoya raises another issue, then I think that could very well put the fight in jeopardy again. And seeing as Gervonta Davis goes to court in May, and since he pled guilty, there's going to be some type of punishment to him. The only question is going to be whether or not it's going to actually include any jail time or any significant amount of jail time. And like, I'm not going to play expert in that regard. Do not know what those guys are going to do. I suspect that, as a first time offender, it's not going to be something where he goes to jail for 10 years or any prolonged amount of time, but that may affect it if for some reason they're not able to get it done, by get this deal done soon so that they can be a go for the April 15th date. They also may, who knows, I know they got another date available in April a little bit further along, but then you're bumping up into other people. I don't have my schedule of fights right in front of me, but I do know that there are some other fights that are scheduled for late April. However, I doubt very much that any of those fights are going to be ones where they're going to really be any serious competition, for a Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis fight, because that's, one of the bigger fights in boxing besides the Errol Spence Jr. Terrence Crawford fight, and some different variations of heavyweight fights that can be made. Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia is probably about as big as you can get. But anyway, all in all, good news. Hopefully it'll go off. I'm going to suspend my disbelief and my pessimism just for the sake of hopefully putting some positive energy out there and us being able to get this fight. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.